Sometimes science experiments don't go to plan. That's why they're called experiments. But the really determined change tack, and that's exactly what two Perth innovators have done in their search for solutions to irritable bowel syndrome. It affects 1 in 7 people in Australia, and 70% of those are women. The effects of irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS, are debilitating, and research has shown that what we eat matters in managing the condition. For Josephine Muir, the search for solutions is personal. She's battled the condition for more than 30 years.
So I was diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome in my late 20s, but I was actually having gut health symptoms long before that. So for me personally, it was bloating, constipation, and chronic pain, and they were the things that were really affecting my life.
Inspired by an idea from WA Nobel Prize winner Barry Marshall, Josephine and scientist Dr. Mary Webberley began listening to the noises in the gut in an effort to find a non-invasive way to diagnose IBS.
We thought that the gut noises would tell us a story about what was going on inside the body without the need for an invasive colonoscopy. And our early results were really promising. There were differences between the sounds that come from healthy guts and those with IBS. But as we progressed, unfortunately, we found that the results weren't good enough for the approach to be commercially viable.
Undefeated, the women kept their concept as a business name, but changed tack, working to develop a shake which people could drink to manage IBS symptoms based on the FODMAP diet.
FODMAPs are fermentable short-chain carbohydrates that, when fermented in the gut, can cause pain and bloating in people with irritable bowel syndrome.
The fermentation process releases gases, causing the abdominal wall to expand, hitting nerve signals, which causes pain.
This is difficult to treat. There's no cure, but the symptoms can be managed. There's lots of very different foods that you need to exclude, and you'd usually think of them as quite healthy foods that you'd want to have in your diet.
Those include onions, garlic, apples, pears, wheat, and even avocados. The women's research led them to special ingredients from India and Japan, and juice extracts from Queensland.
It was a lot of trial and error, trying to find a formula that was high in fibre, because that's something that the low FODMAP diet really lacks, but also something that tasted great.
There's a lot of snake oil out there for people with IBS. We wanted to include ingredients for which there was good clinical data that they would actually be beneficial. So I searched the medical databases, read all the clinical papers, and we found some key types of prebiotic fibre to put in our products. So, for example, we use partially hydrolyzed guar gum, which comes from the guar bean in India. And that is a type of prebiotic fibre that is fermented by the good gut bacteria into short-chain fatty acids, which are very beneficial for your gut and the rest of your body.
We also wanted to include an IBS-specific probiotic, which comes from Japan. This particular strain of probiotic really helps with bloating and just calming the gut down.
They're now working on new flavours, including a hot chocolate range. The women used CSIRO entrepreneurial training to market their product, which is made in Western Australia and is available in pharmacies and online.